When a woman comes to me saying that she's experiencing anxiety, one of the first things that we look at is, when are these anxiety spikes happening? What's going on around the time of those anxiety spikes? It's important to understand when they're happening. It may be because of external triggers, it may be due to trauma and those things, but also it may be due to the hormonal fluctuations during the monthly cycle. And this is something that, until you are aware of that, because we all experience, don't we, you know, the changes and the mood swings and things. And I think certainly for myself, it would just be, oh, I'm very hormonal, and I would just talk about being hormonal, and we just put up with it, and we just think, well, that's what happens. But these hormonal changes can actually have an effect on anxiety levels. And so it's really important that we understand why someone is feeling anxious when they do. And so today I want to talk about anxiety, in particular through the menstrual cycle. So there are two main female hormones that can affect anxiety during that cycle, and that's estrogen and progesterone. So estrogen is prominent during the first half of the cycle. So that's the follicular phase. Estrogen is known for its mood stabilizing properties. And so it makes sense then that as estrogen levels fluctuate, it can have a real impact on those neurotransmitters like serotonin, which of course is linked to mood regulation. So again, when you understand that, and you think, oh, actually, that makes sense then, because of those fluctuations in that level. The second hormone is progesterone, and that's dominant in the second half of the cycle. So that's the luteal phase. Now, progesterone is known for its calming effect on the brain. However, if you're already sensitive to the hormonal changes that you're experiencing, it can also contribute to mood swings and anxiety. And so the key here to remember is that our hormones are designed to do a job. They're there for a reason, and they need to fluctuate. That's how we prepare ourselves for pregnancy, and that's how we end up having our monthly cycle when pregnancy doesn't occur. And so the goal isn't to try and stop them working, it's not trying to suppress them or to change them, because they have to do what they have to do. The important thing is that we understand when those changes are likely, with a view to then, first of all, being able to manage what those mood swings and anxiety spikes are looking like and how we actually manage that. But also, we want to create the right environment for the hormones to work at their best. And so this is why, if you've watched any of my other videos and ones to come, I talk about holistic health and holistic well-being, because it is like pieces of a jigsaw. Because if we look after our hormonal health and our gut health and our physical health, that will help our mental health as well. And so it really is all connected. And so, talking again about anxiety within the menstrual cycle, it's really important to understand when those changes are likely to occur for you and how that shows up for you. So what do you feel? How does that present itself? What does it stop you from doing? What does it make you think? So it's about understanding that. And of course, every woman's different. So every woman experiences her cycles different, and every cycle is different. And so this is a very much kind of a very personal thing. And so if you're watching this thinking, oh, actually, I'm wondering if anxiety spikes are linked to my cycle, the first thing I would suggest that you do is to track that. Now, you can use journaling to do that. So just keeping a record every day of kind of how you felt, your energy levels, your mood swings, perhaps if you're experiencing any, or are you feeling really positive and bouncy and full of energy and dynamic? Are you feeling like, because we have those times where you just want to kind of curl up with a duvet and just do nothing? Because it's really important, not just for anxiety, but it also helps us to understand what those changes are for ourselves personally, because then we can manage kind of our expectations of us during different times of the month, our workload. Perhaps there are times of the month where you will be more creative and more open to learning new things and to be more to try new things. There will be other times of your cycle where that's not really a good thing to do. And also exercise wise, again, there are times of your cycle where perhaps you should do a little bit more gentle exercise, whereas there are other times where you should, it's a perfect time for doing kind of high impact training. But you will only know that through tracking your cycle. So tracking how things are feeling for you. And like I say, journaling is a great way. There are also apps and there are also trackers that you can purchase. I have a friend actually who created one, a cycle tracker, and in fact I bought that for my daughter, and it's amazing because she came to me one day and said, actually, I've started noticing that there are certain times when I feel anxious, and she's never felt anxious before. She's never had anxiety. So straight away, I'm thinking, oh, it's probably linked to these hormonal fluctuations that I've already described. And so I bought this digital tracker that I've actually printed off for her, and she fills that in every day. So she's aware now, she's starting to see the pattern, and so she can track where she is in her cycle, which phase of her cycle she's at, and therefore she can adjust kind of what she's doing, and also she can prepare herself. So if she knows that actually this is the time when she might start to feel a bit, a bit anxious, then there are strategies and coping techniques to help her to manage that. And so if you want to have the link to this tracker, just drop me a comment or get in touch with me and I can send you that. It's amazing. Like I say, it was a friend of mine who created it, and it's just fantastic, and it's helping Chloe massively. But there are other apps and things as well, or you can just journal. It's just as useful, but you will start to see patterns of behavior, I guess. And of course, once you understand then when these are likely to happen, then you can start to look at the actual things to help to manage those spikes in anxiety. And of course, these are the things that I talk about all the time. This is what I do in my private coaching. And so if you need any help with that, please feel free to reach out. We can have a conversation, jump on a call or whatever. We can talk about how things are. And of course, I can, help you to find some strategies that work for you. Because like I say, it's all very personal. It's all very, how you experience anxiety in your cycle will be different to everybody else. So I hope this has helped today. Maybe it's given you a bit of a, oh, hadn't thought about that before. But it makes sense, right? We've got these fluctuations happening all the time, and they are going to have an effect. And especially with, like I say, the estrogen and progesterone, they are going to have an effect on your anxiety and mood swings and mood levels. So if you've enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would like this video, subscribe to the channel to see more when I share more of these things. And please feel free to share this with anybody who you feel would benefit from watching this today. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.